Hola. Hello. God, my camera's... God, it's been that long since I filmed. My camera's stiff. Can my camera zoom in, please? Thank you. Yeah, so this is the first time I think I filmed in 2 weeks. Unintentional, intentional break. I think I did mention to you that Kyle was taking, or he had 2 weeks holidays, and I was going to take those holidays with him, and I was going to pre-film so it didn't leave you high and dry. Didn't happen. But I did upload a TikTok, and that's actually the makeup look I'm going to be doing today, because a couple of yous, literally a handful, maybe 3-4 people max, asked if there was a YouTube video coming on this, and I wasn't intending on doing it, but I people please. I give you what you want. And you know me, I absolutely love a glossy lid. I don't know how many makeup looks and colours I've done. I'm going to start my skin first. I'm going to take the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Primer. Is this what it's called? Yeah, the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer. I've been using the shade M3 in the Chroma cover recently. It's not my usual shade, but it actually works okay because at the minute I haven't a lot of tan on. Today just feels so good. Today feels so good, and do you know what it is? Getting back into routine and just everything going back to normal. As much as I love Kyle being on holidays, and I say that extremely lightly, it's just so nice not having him here. Do you know what my problem is? I'm alone all the time. All day, every day, I'm by myself. I'm very, very good at my own company. I do very well by myself. And I'm just so used to that. I'm used to having the house by myself, doing my own thing, working, everything, and just having someone in the house 24/7 for a fortnight nearly. Just, like, I'm even convinced that my bowels weren't right. I just wasn't even shitting right. But no, I'm definitely the type of person that I need routine. And whenever I'm thrown off my routine, it just throws everything off. So I'm trying to find the same brushes that I used. Just going to make things easier. So I'm going to stop at my base, and I'm going to start and finish my eyes. Simple reason is that we're going to be using a black, fallout, whatever. So if I get any fallout on my base without it being set or perfected, it's fine. So I'm going to start with a gel liner. This is from Bperfect. So whenever I'm doing just a black smoky eye, I love to lay down a gel liner first of all over the lid to act as my base, and I find that this just makes the shadow and just the whole lid just more opaque with more coverage. So applying this with a flat brush just all over the lid. I don't like to take it too high on the lid, the gel liner, because we're obviously going to need to blend it a wee bit just at those edges, and we don't want to bring it up too high. You can take a blender brush for this, but I'm just going to go in for the exact same brush, removing most of the product from it, and just going around the edges and just doing a bit of blending and diffusing with this brush instead of going in with another. Take any black eyeshadow that you have in your collection. I'm just going to take this one from the Bperfect Clientele palette. So it's my birthday this week. Yay! I hate my birthday. Absolutely hate it. I think as soon as I turned 21 it just went downhill from there. No, I loathe my birthday. I absolutely hate it. Like, I don't even like getting cards and gifts from people because I feel guilty. I just hate it. So I'm 31 Wednesday. So on Wednesday I'll probably be doing my annual birthday makeup tutorial. I think it's got to the point where I have to do one of those every year, right? Can we talk about a book for a minute? I don't know who the author is. Sarah J. A Court of Thorns and Roses. This book has been raved about, and I've seen it everywhere, especially on TikTok. Like, that's where I've been seeing it. And I seen it, I think it was The Works I'd seen it. And you know what, I left it up, picked it up. It took me a while to actually start reading it. because I was just a bit on the fence about it. Once I started it, I couldn't stop. Like, I was even saying to my sister and everything about it. Definitely not the type of book that I would ever be interested in terms of like what it's about and everything, because it's very much like fantasy. Would you say like fantasy? Like, there are fairies and wolves and it's very strange. There was a wee bit of romance in it as well, which is to me gag worthy, but it was really good. I would highly, highly recommend, and that's coming from somebody who just does not do fantasy or fairy tales or anything like that. So I definitely have to go and get the other books. But have any of you guys read it, and what do you think? One thing I've never really seen anybody talking about in regards to it is it seems very Beauty and the Beast for adults. You know, like with the whole, she has to come and live with him, he's a wolf or something, and they fall in love, and it's just very Beauty and the Beast for adults, but distorted Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, I definitely have to go and get the other books, right? I can't remember whether I mentioned this in the TikTok that I've done with this next set that I'm doing. Whenever I'm doing a glossy lid, I always like to start off with my lashes on, because if I'm just going on with the gloss onto my lid and then applying my lashes, basically what the gloss is going to do on my lids is create a bit of a barrier between my lid and the lash glue, and the lash glue isn't exactly going to stick. My lashes are just going to slip and slide and they're not going to stick, as I say. So this is just one from Colourpop. It's in the clear eye and face gloss. You can use a lip gloss and like a clear lip gloss that you have in your collection. It does basically the same job. I'm taking a wee flat brush, and I just like to take a tiny wee bit at a time. Just stomping and pressing that on, because you don't want to swipe and disrupt any of the underlying shadow or product or anything. So this is just a really nice way to apply it. You obviously don't want to just stop and create and have a harsh line. You obviously want to go in and start blending that gel. And I know that sounds, or might sound a wee bit difficult, but you're just going to go on the edge and just using like the tip of the brush. Just quick and gentle wee pat motions. And like, as you can see, it's starting to spread. Not spread, blend, let's just say. It's not as harsh like that shiny line. So if you've seen my tutorials of me doing a glossy lid before, you would know that I always mentioned that, like, yes, eventually it is and it will crease. It's kind of inedible. It's a wet, sticky liquid product, if that makes sense. But last week, whenever I'd done this look for TikTok, I noticed that it didn't crease. And I don't know whether it's because I applied the gel liner first and then the black eyeshadow, because I've noticed that anytime I've done this before, or like a glossy lid before, I've always just done a bit of eyeshadow and then the gloss, and that's whenever it's creased. So I don't know whether that was just fluke, but that's why I've done the lids and the eyes first. So I'm obviously going to be sitting here now. It's going to take me maybe about another half an hour to do my base makeup, and we're going to see how it looks by the end of everything. Because like, that's one thing that actually is quite irritating about this type of makeup look. As much as I love it, it's beautiful. I love just a glossy lid, but it's just not knowing how it's going to last or how it's going to wear throughout the evening. That's what would put me off wearing it actually out. So I'm just curious to see how this is going to look. So that's the HMB Cosmetics Concealer in SF1W and SF0. And also from HMB Cosmetics, oh look at my tan, that's really skanky looking, ew. The SF5W Cream Bronze. Cream Blush, yeah, I'm just going to take this one from P. Louise. It's such a nice colour. What is this? Sunkissed Miss. And I've also really been getting into TikToks recently, so if you haven't already followed me on TikTok, please do. Trigwell Cosmetics powder. But you know, I've recently discovered on TikTok, and I absolutely love his videos, that fellow Logan. I think it's Logan. The cucumber guy. You know, sometimes you just have to eat a whole cucumber. Yeah, I actually tried that salad that he makes, and it actually is delish. So good. Taking my Vive bronzer. I'm going to add a wee bit of black gel liner to my waterline just to kind of balance everything out. I quite like it how it is, but just a wee bit of black in the waterline will do. Okay, I don't have time for that. So the Pink Honey Toxic Trait Gel Liner. Oh, the difference. Oh, the difference. I've been really enjoying this brow gel recently. I don't even know why. Because whenever I brush this through my eyebrow hairs, it doesn't do anything because my brow hairs are stuck to my face. But I don't know, you see on days where I'm not actually doing my brows the way I usually would, like stuck and gelled down and glued down. Using this is actually really nice. And actually, for it being a coloured brow gel, it has actually really good like staying power. Like it actually does hold my brows in place. I did mention that it's just the size of the wand is a wee bit unnecessary for being a brow gel, you know, but I quite like it actually. Did I even tell you what it is? It's from P. Louise, and it is the, now hold on, it's P. Louise packaging here. Let's see if we can find what it's called instead of a bunch of bullshit quotes on how to love yourself. It's just the eyebrow gel. Hazelnut Latte eyebrow gel. The most boring bit. Lips. Does anybody else ever get really bored doing their lips? Oh, that looks awful. That is it. Let's see these eyes. I'm gonna have a good old close up. Yeah, you see, they're not creasing. They are not creasing at all. I genuinely think that because I have applied a gel liner before the shadow, that's why it's not creasing, because it has nothing to crease. Does that make sense? Because it's not going to crease. Or the gel liner obviously dried down and the shadow set the gel liner, so that's not going to crease. Oh my god! Because honestly, anytime I've done this type of makeup look before in the eyes, the eyeshadow, it does crease. I'm not gonna lie to you, it does crease. So honestly, yeah, my advice would be, if you're ever going to do like a glossy lid, depending on what colour, P. Louise have so many bases, try and find a base of the colour that you're actually going to be using, and you're going to have less chance of creasing. All the products that I did use to be listed and linked down below in the description box for you. Again, don't forget to follow me on TikTok and I'll see you in my next one.